Uh, William Nyon was born in 1920s, approaching to 1930s in Barkazal province before the annexation of Western Nuer to Upper Nile province. Because at that time, the Western Nuer was still part of Barkazal province during the Anglo-Egyptian government, condominium rule government, because there was a lot of cattle raiding between the Dinka and the Nuer. Then the Anglo-Egyptian government decided to annex the Western Nile to Upper Nile province, and they put a huge police post to the borders, which lasted 26 years without cattle raiding between the Dinka and the Western Nile at that time, until independent time when the British and the Egyptian left the country. That is when the cattle raiding between the Dinka and the Nuer resumed. However, William Nyon was the most resilient man in the army. He was the man of unity. He was the man of hope. He was he was the only man who could smile even in the middle of the battle. He could even greet the low SPLA officials while standing. He could respect everyone. He was an elder. He used to carry the entire revolution in his heart. He was the man of the people at that time, William Nyon. However, when Carbino started war in 1983 in 16 May and relocated his soldiers to Bilpam in Ethiopia, where he even got Anyanya, two Nuer soldiers were already there in Bilpam at that time when Carbino ordered his soldiers to go to Bilpam for safety, because they were not safe in the country at that time. Carbino was shot. Then in 2 weeks' time, in 16 June 1983, William Nyon also rebelled from the Khartoum forces. He was the leader of Battalion 105 at that time in Ayot, William Nyon. He managed to capture Ayot, and he ordered his soldiers also to join the soldiers of Carbino in Ethiopia for further training to come and recapture the country later. However, William Nyon is the one who captured most of those border towns of South Sudan. Those towns like Itang. Itang was his favorite place. However, those of Magui, and when the SPLA was to reign now, it was William Nyon also who captured Nasser. It was under his command. Even the recapture of Bor, it was under his still William Nyon at that time. However, when there was a lot of split in the SPLA, William Nyon split very many times, because at that time SPLA was losing its vision. SPLA had refused to put the manifesto of self-determination of the source in their manifestos, which made William Nyon to join those of Nasser faction, who had the ideology of self-determination of the source. Then later, in the 1994, when the Garang and the SPLA, when they accepted to put the self-determination manifesto into their manifestos, then William Nyon came back to the original SPLA. However, at that time, also Riek refused to come back, yet it was the reason he was fighting for the self-determination of SPLA to be, of the Southerners to be included into the manifestos. However, Riek still refused, and he formed another faction called SIM, South Sudan Independent Movement, to still fight Garang. However, they were exiled in the country. Before they were exiled in the country at that time, William Nyon came back to his position in the SPLA, and he was ordered to attack Reagit forces in Gunayot in Jonglei State. However, at that time, it was few soldiers which were given to William Nyon, and he stormed the bases of the South Sudan Independent Movement of React. However, William Nyon was killed in 1996 by Reagit forces. That is what is said by the elders. But other thing might be that it was Gunayot in Jonglei State. That is where William Nyon was killed in 1996. Uh, Yet we will never get the likes of William Nyon again, because he was the man of the people. He was the man of unity. He was the man who could not be killed, but he was just wasted like that. He was the finest soldier that the country had to sacrifice for the independence of our country. So those were the few remarks on William Nyon.